A lot of people are saying no, but some people are saying yes. It's only a 13-minute video. I don't really think that it'll be too bad. We'll watch it anyway. It's about half and half. I think actually most people want to watch it. Watch the video with the rating Q&A. Yeah. Just a second. Oh, wow. Okay, now everybody's saying yes. All right, great. Let's watch it. What was your problem in the miss? Okay, so it's this one right here, right? Is this the one, Nixie? Content for me. Yeah, dude. There it is. Do you have a big dick? Ask your mom. Yes? Okay. So this video was made on June 29th, 2012. So this was made before I even started making YouTube videos at all. Preach was already putting out content, laying down the groundwork, letting people know what the fuck was up.
Hello ballers, it's Preachy. As you guys know, I've been playing this game since vanilla beta. I've worked my way up from a clicker, from the worst player in the universe to being one of the best guilds in the world. I'm there, and I did it, and there's something wrong with where the game is going, and I want to talk about it today. And you will disagree with me, you might agree with me, it doesn't matter either way, but I just hope you hear me out.
You can hear he's exasperated.
I want to talk about how the game's taking a direction and how we are responsible for it going in that direction and what we need to do to stop it and how we need to accept some hard facts in order to revive the game and to make it into the best possible game we can.
That's a rare spawn.
I'm very worried after seeing Mr. Pandaria, after leveling on Mr. Pandaria, after playing Mr. Pandaria, and after doing some raiding on Mr. Pandaria, of where the direction of the game is going, and I don't like it.
I was too.
And I don't think you guys, especially newer players, will appreciate why I don't like it without me giving you some sort of mini history backdrop on why this is a bad thing. For so many years, the players have been crying out that content is too difficult. We didn't get to do enough. We don't get to see what you guys release. It's too hard. Can we have it more accessible? And Blizzard agreed. They said yes. We look at Nax Ramus at level 60. The Nax Ramus Necropolis, highly regarded as the best instance Blizzard ever created. Blizzard went ahead and said, you know what? Less than 1% of the player base got to see it. Less than 1%. Which
it's unfortunate.
Is tragic. It's so sad. But it was a good thing. It was a good thing, guys. And I'll explain to you why. Because it created us a journey. And the journey is what's missing from World of Warcraft today. And it makes me so sad that especially new players will never get to take
6 years ago
and feel what I felt
6 years ago.
I defeated a major boss in this game. Those guys will never get to experience that. And it makes me really sad, and it makes me angry, it makes me frustrated that I will never get to experience it again, because I played for that experience. The only way I will get that experience again is by defeating a boss world first. That is the only way I will get a feeling like that again. And it won't because I've defeated this major boss that I've heard about for months and months and worked towards. It will be because I got a world first, something so difficult to get, and it's not the same thing. Back in vanilla, we had a journey to take that wasn't specified by Blizzard. And what we've done is taken that journey and we've twisted it and we've mutated it and we've corrupted it into now a journey that Blizzard actually sets for us. We had the community crying out that I can't proceed to your new content because I don't have the gear. So Blizzard said, okay, we'll allow you to get badge gear and bring you up to the level of the new content. Then we haven't got time to play it. See? I should still get to see that content. I'm paying for the same money as everybody else for you to develop this content. I should get to see it. And I understand where you're coming from, guys. I do. I appreciate what you're saying. What I'm telling you is you are depriving yourself of an amazing experience. And we've now got to the stage where we just cannot find and experience motivated new raiders. The endgame raiders are a dying breed. They're a dying breed because that motivation of the new player base just doesn't matter. Exist. The players aren't.
It doesn't make a
anymore.
difference,
and that's not their fault. They have no need to have that motivation. Where does that motivation come from? Inaccessibility. It comes from very difficult content. Unfortunately, that is where it comes from, and it's a good thing. It's such a good thing. Let me give you an example. Back in Vanilla, we had Naxxramas Necropolis, the best instance Blizzard ever created, regarded widespread across the community. Now,
this is actually very true. At that exact point,
that less than 1% of the player base got to kill a boss in Naxxramas.
But they still thought it was the best.
Yeah, the community
as a whole
regards it in such high regard. They high it on a pedestal. They love it. They absolutely talk about it to this day. An instance that was released 6 years ago, still talked about to this day. It's incredible that exists. Now, how did that happen?
I remember that shit, dude.
Naxxramas was
the
very
first time I saw this, I was so hyped. I was so hyped, man.
Feel. It gives it
oh my god, dude.
And it gave players a journey. We went to go from Molten Core. We had to go through Blackwing Lair. We had to go all the way through Ahn'Qiraj. We had to go all the way through those experiences. We had to be battle-hardened warriors before we could enter Naxxramas. We had to take that journey. And it wasn't a journey that Blizzard laid out.
Just getting there was hard.
There's the instances. Do what you want with them. But because we saw Tier 3 players, we saw Tier 2.5 players walking around us in Orgrimmar or Stormwind or Ironforge, wherever you may be, in our minds it said, I want to be that guy.
Yes, dude.
And the response from the community was,
dude.
Blizzard, you should make us into that guy. That is so wrong. It's so wrong, and that's what we've got now, and that is a huge, huge issue for me.
They're giving people the success.
Sad. We've gone to a stage where we had such a difficult level of content, and now we get everything that we cried out for. We cried out for the gear. We cried out to be able to access the content, and the game is suffering as a result. Let me give you specific examples of this. The Burning Crusade, considered by most people who were there as the best expansion ever made. The Burning Crusade went against everything Blizzard currently has in its direction. It went against it all. It was so difficult. It was insanely difficult. I'm going to throw at you some scary numbers, guys.
Listen to this. This is big.
If you're a new player, and if you're an old player, you will think this can't be right. This is the truth. The Burning Crusade not only had the hardest heroics ever. If you pulled aggro, you died.
True.
You died. You flat out died. It was intense. And you know what?
Shit was real.
Learned to control their aggro. Passively learned to do it.
They did.
The Burning Crusade was released on January the 16th, 2007. And you know what? The first end boss of a 10-man dungeon. The first man of 10 man was ever in the game. Some guilds running 3 or 4 groups a week to get through Karazhan. Nightbane did not die until the 29th of January. 13 days after the game came out did the first end boss
That's
die.
like almost 2 whole
High
resets.
King Morgor, the High King, the one of only 2 bosses.
Fuck
in
this
Gruul's
boss,
Lair.
dude.
One of 2 25-man bosses died on the 26th of January, 10 days after the game was released. Gruul himself fell on the 3rd of February. The 3rd of February. Consider that by today's standards. By the 3rd of February, we had only killed 2 25-man raid bosses in the world. Magtheridon, a standalone boss in his own dungeon, fell on the 24th of February. 6 weeks after the Burning Crusade was released.
And that shit was out on day 1.
Don't dare think these guilds were not trying.
Think about that, dude. 6 weeks to get to this motherfucker.
These bosses.
6 weeks
after the game was released.
That was time gating right there.
The 3rd.
That was time gating.
Boss in the entire game.
Think about that.
But Blizzard also released 2 tiers of content at the same time in the Burning Crusade.
This is big.
They released Lady Vash and Kael'thas Sunstrider were already in the game at release. Lady Vash, yes, she had her problems. She was a little bit bugged, but she did not fall until the 29th of March. Not February, March. A full 2.5 months after the game was released. And scarier than that, Kael'thas Sunstrider stood tall and he stood proud in Tempest Keep until the 25th of May. Lady Vash, 29th of March. We went all the way through April and all the way through May before Kael'thas's face was in the dirt.
See it.
Do you know what's even scarier? The Black Temple, patch
this is it right here.
Was released on the 22nd of May. The 22nd. Now remember, Kael'thas Sunstrider died on the 25th of May. That's right.
So they
released the next
raid. There's a whole raid tier you couldn't even get into
before anybody in the world could possibly enter that dungeon.
Yeah.
You take that in for a moment.
Yeah, motherfucker, that's right.
Unless something dramatically changes. And you know what? It was fantastic. They released content and said, the content is there, guys. You've got to go and get it. And that is absolutely amazing. And that motivates a player no end. You know what? The Black Temple's standing right in front of you guys. It's right there. All you have to do is go and get it. And they did. Kael'thas Sunstrider died 3 days after the Black Temple was released. He'd been standing proud and tall all the way since the 16th of January. They released the Black Temple, and there's your motivation. Down goes Kael'thas. Into Black Temple, those guys fly.
You had to do attunements for every raid, too, almost.
Possibly one of the most epic boss fights ever in the game falls. Did they stop there? No. The Sunwell. After all that difficulty, after all that perseverance
I hated
the raiders
Sunwell.
have been through on that journey,
I hated it.
They go ahead and release the Sunwell, the most difficult raid instance in history, featuring one of the most major lore characters ever. And God, that's motivating, because it's so hard, and we want to be there. We want to experience it. We want to see Kil'jaeden come out of that ground as much as we wanted to see Ragnaros come out of that ground. It doesn't matter if you do not access the latest tier of content on the day of release. It does not matter, because it's a good thing. Because it says to you, okay, I need to go and do some Firelands. Dragon Soul is out. I need to get my ass through Firelands so I can get into the Dragon Soul. I need to get my ass through Blackwing Descent so I can go and see Firelands. This is a good thing because it creates a path, a journey, and no matter what stage of the journey you are on, you've always got somewhere else to go. What we've got now is we are brought straight to the gear level. People don't need to bother with Ragnaros. They don't need to bother. In fact, we have buyers every single week in raids across the entire...
He's talking about Dragon Soul, right? Or Firelands, right?
People just buying their way to the content. It's so sad and it's bad for the game, and the sales show that. Look at this chart of the growth. Vanilla, extremely difficult. 1% of the player base sees Naxxramas. Look at the Burning Crusade, the most difficult expansion ever in the history of the game. Look at the growth of the game. Wrath of the Lich King rolls around. Look what happens to the growth of the game, guys. Look at what happens. And you know why? Do you want some comparisons? All of the first raiding bosses in Wrath of the Lich King were killed within 48 hours of release, not 48 days.
And you had to level up, too.
Sunstrider stands for 25th of May. Wrath of the Lich King, down. All raid completed. 2 days after release, including the time it took those guys to level. The numbers speak for themselves. The player base seems to think they want this content. They don't need it. There is lots of content there for them.
There's the old Abomination model.
And it's okay.
The old patchwork.
It's okay, guys, and that's what I want you to understand. It is okay that you don't see it immediately. It's fine. You know why? Because if you work hard and you have the motivation to get better. Why do you think we do not see players increasing in skill level over the game? Because they don't need to. They saw Dragon Soul a week after it was released. They killed Deathwing. Deathwing fell a week.
That's very true.
By everybody in the community who could be asked to press join queue.
Join queue.
That's what's bothering me, guys. And Mr. Pandaria now features no major lore protagonist. The Burning Crusade contained Kil'jaeden, Illidan Stormrage, Kael'thas Sunstrider, Lady Vash, Mag Theroden. These characters have got more history than we will ever know, and if you played the previous games, you knew all about it. That lore and that mystique is not in Mr. Pandaria. And more that's worse than that is every single raid, it could essentially be a cubic graphical box with a list of mechanics. We don't care about them. We've no interest. We just want to see what the bosses do. Can we defeat them? Yes. Move on. Collect loot. The journey is what's important, and the community doesn't realize it, and it makes me sad. And I hope you guys can appreciate where I'm coming from, that it's okay for stuff to be out of reach, because it makes you push that much harder, and it makes the player base better, it makes the game better, it makes us into a better team, and it's absolutely the best thing for World of Warcraft going forward. You take it easy, ballers.
There it is, dude. Look at these comments. Almost 4 years later, it hasn't gotten any better. Like, because you're absolutely right. Oh, jeez, I can't read all that. It's too much to read. Jeez, I don't know, man. Like, it was an excellent video. I really, really agreed with this video whenever I first saw it. I thought that it was absolutely like the most reasonable and like best video that like they had, because it just kind of like made sense to me in the right way. It was like something that whenever I first saw this, like these videos like this were the reasons why I started making my videos. As I saw shit like this, I was like, yes, that's right. This is it. And I don't know, man. It was, you said content was too hard last time. It's not about, like, difficulty can take many different forms. So one level of difficulty that could be too high does not necessarily negate the idea that another type of difficulty is too low. That's all I'm really trying to say. LFR is going to game. Yeah. Swifty video? What is this? My life as a gamer?
Good morning time. How do I look?
I don't know. When was this made? 2012. Holy shit. This is like back in the fucking heyday of WoW. Bottom text, what is this here? Just talking about myself and things I do in my everyday life. It's cool to share so you guys can see what's up every day. He's just sitting there talking. Like, I don't know. There's not really a lot going on here. It's just kind of crazy, though. Are you questioning Blizzard's grand scheme? Yes, I am questioning the grand scheme. Watch it? I don't know, man. I mean...
Unshaven. I don't need to shave to play video games. I just need my coffee, so I go to the gym. This is epic coffee lesson number 1. Put the hot water in the coffee. In my Dexter machine. Dexter machine is amazing. Here we go.
Look,
Mix the coffee.
I know you guys are a lot cooler than Swifty, okay? I know.
Mm-hmm. Then you take the Dexter machine. You put it in there. And then you use your...
Okay, so do you guys want to watch an 11-minute coffee tutorial? I actually might want to watch that later on, but like off stream or something like that. I kind of want to look at this, but I don't really know if people really want to watch it. It's kind of like what Bellier said about BFA's, like their the Q&A response. Do you guys care about that or not? Like I am kind of curious to see it.